Today we're making one of my favorite dishes, saltfish and dumpling. Let's go. We have our oil set to medium heat. Now we're going to go ahead and fry the saltfish. Now I've washed the saltfish 2 or 3 times in hot water to kill that extra saltiness. Now we're going to fry this up. Now I don't like to fry my saltfish super crispy. I like it like this texture, where it has a little bit of crisp and it's a little soft. Now I'm going to fry our onions. Once we start frying our onions, we're going to add some garlic. After we add our garlic, we're going to add some cherry tomatoes. You can use any kind of tomatoes, whatever you have on hand. We're going to put the lid on, let that cook for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and add our sweet peppers. We're going to saute those sweet peppers until they start getting nice and tender. Then we're going to go ahead and add back in our saltfish. And we're going to let the saltfish and the veggies cook together for about 5 minutes. Then let's go ahead and start seasoning. I'm adding a little bit of black pepper. I'm also going to be adding some of this adobo seasoning. Now you don't need to add salt because clearly there's salt in the saltfish. If you have fresh pimentos, you can add that now. I'm using the Bertie's bottled pimentos, some fresh thyme, and I'm adding some tomato puree. I like a little bit of sauce, so this will be equivalent to like if you're doing like a straight tomatoes choca, but I'm just adding a little bit of water. And the last thing I'm going to add is some Trinidadian green seasoning. Let's mix that in, get all those flavors combined. And one last thing I like to add, just a little touch of sweetness, is some ketchup and a little bit of sazon. I love the color that the ruku and the sazon gives to the dish. Now let's go ahead and start making our dumplings. I have about a cup of flour and I'm adding a pinch of salt. And I'm also be adding some coconut milk powder. If you have fresh coconut milk, you can go ahead and add it to that instead of adding water. And then I'm just going to be adding water a little bits at a time until you form a nice dough ball, just like that. Then you cover with a damp cloth for about 5 minutes. And then roll your dumplings out however you like it. I like them flat, so I roll them out nice and flat. Boil them when they start floating. Then you're going to go ahead and take them out and drain them. Then we're going to start sauteing some onions, some pimentos, add a little bit of garlic. And now it's time to fry your dumplings. You also want to make sure you flip your dumplings halfway through so you get a nice little crispiness on both sides. One of the last things I like to do is add a little bit of this dry thyme, and I'm also going to be adding some Trinidad green seasoning just to add some extra flavor into our dumplings. Now you want to make sure all the seasonings that you just added gets incorporated with dumplings in the pot. And look how delicious that looks. Look at all that seasoning on that dumpling. But that's how I make my saltfish and dumplings. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.